Day after day, hundreds of compelling videos arrive in my email, often accompanied by intriguing stories that my subscribers want me to explore. Many of them are easily discarded. However, I have also come across some quite interesting footage, and others where I simply cannot find arguments to prove them false. So get ready, because it's coming strong. My name is Leonore Clay, and this is The Darkest Secret. Today we present terrifying paranormal videos sent by my audience. Number 7. We start this video with an absolutely amazing clip. It's not about something paranormal as you usually are accustomed to. It's not something paranormal that happened inside a home or in a closed area. Not on land either. The paranormal you'll see here occurred outside the window of one of the passengers on a plane. Tell me something. Have you ever flown in a plane? Well, if your answer is yes, you should agree with me that filming the clouds is something that one almost always does when sitting next to the window. Well, that's what the person who recorded this clip was doing. But the difference is that without meaning to, he began to capture something that should never have taken place. Watch. It was for more than 6 minutes that this object was in view of everyone on the plane, a strange white figure that constantly changed shape, and is said to have followed this plane before simply disappearing into the sky. Excuse me, this is not a hot air or weather balloon. Believers in the Catholic and Christian religion claim that it is an angel. However, believers in aliens claim that it is extraterrestrial technology. For some, a UFO. For others, an angel. Do you lean towards one of the two? Or do you think it's something else? Leave it in the comments. Number 6. We continue with a disturbing situation that a family is going through that contacted me to publicize their case. They say it keeps them submerged in tremendous anguish. Everything starts with an action that we have all done at some point, and that is to go through old photos in our photo gallery on the cell phone. The daughter of the man you now see on the screen and the older sister of the girl who also appears there were doing exactly that, when one of them detects something quite unusual. And it is that despite the fact that several months had passed since that photo was taken, she noticed something strange. Who was that person who appeared behind both of them? The girl asked her father. The terrified man replied that he didn't know, and that at that time, they were in the family fabric store. They were alone there, and it was impossible for there to be a third person. So whose face is that? A rather disturbing face that in addition is only centimeters away from them both. Starting with this image And just out of curiosity, Evelyn, the girl who writes to us, began to review the rest of the images they possessed to make sure that something like this did not repeat itself. That's how they found another anomaly. Do you notice something strange? Evelyn assures that you can see a gray head which has a part sunken or dented in. When seeing this image, concern and uneasiness began to take over this family. One could be a coincidence, but two unknown faces already represent a pattern, which is why they contacted me, assuring that none of them had experienced situations of a paranormal nature, that absolutely no one in the family has seen phenomena like this before, so they cannot explain those odd things that appear. Already fearful of what they were seeing, they decided to review more than 560 photos they had on their cell phones, finding a rare one, taken about a year ago. They believe that the visit to this cemetery may have caused that now a spirit has literally stuck to them like a parasite, something that undoubtedly generates fear, but nevertheless, the sporadic nature of the appearances cannot be explained. And it is that the strange things do not appear in all the photographs, so they do not know if there is any pattern. A strange event in which they promise me to keep in touch in case it happens again. Number 5. Although, in general, the terrifying is related to manifestations or phenomena that for our logic are incomprehensible, there are also times when in general, the very nature of the human being can also be gloomy and chilling. As they say, you have to fear the living more than the dead, and this is one of those cases. It was the year 2017 when the inhabitants of a district in Mexico got the shock of their lives when a small part of a wall located under a bridge mysteriously collapsed, broke, and crumbled out of nowhere. The impact of the concrete was important because it caught the attention of a person who was passing by, especially because one would expect the bridge to be massive, made entirely of concrete, not hollow. The detachment revealed a tremendous hole under the bridge. Without further ado, watch the video of this passerby and come up with your own conclusions. Aren't those coffins? As incredible as it sounds, 16 coffins for adults and 3 for children were found under that bridge. An almost macabre scenario that frightened the neighbors when this news went viral. They immediately called the police to give notice, and it was the task of those officers to open the coffins, which fortunately were all completely empty. However, a number of questions came to light, among which the most important were: why were there coffins under a bridge? Who left them there? And why were they hidden in that way? Given the concern of the people and the media that were already echoing the news, the director of urban services of the city council came out to testify, stating that the place was connected to a warehouse where they kept donated implements for people with limited resources, or so that unidentified victims could be buried. Explanations that, although they brought some peace to the population, do not fully clarify why they chose such a typical place to leave them. A case that, without a doubt, and despite the fact that some years have passed, continues to generate some fear, mainly to people who pass through this sector. Can you imagine encountering something like this by accident? What would be your reaction? Leave it in the comments. Number 4. If you are a lover of the paranormal and you are aware of the latest developments in this area, you may recognize the name that you now see on the screen. That is the TikTok account of Lauren Combe, a young mother who, together with her young daughter and her 2 pets, escaped the noisy city to settle in a quiet town in the urban suburbs, a house in the middle of nature that for them would mark a new beginning in their lives. In fact, Lauren managed recordings of what would be the stimulant of her account.
Huh? Say it again. Say it again. Hey. Bye!
Her account used to upload content like this, normal and personal. However, from one day to the next, out of nowhere, and just as it could happen to you, a strange thing began to occur.
Luna, come on. What? What is wrong with you? Luna. What is wrong? What? What? Your big head, what? What? Turtle. What? What's wrong with you too? Are you good? Oh my god. Freak.
The videos leave evidence that the animals were feeling uncomfortable and uneasy by a presence that she and her pets could not understand, a situation that would soon become noticeable in a much more aggressive way.
Fucking water's on. She's flipping out.
Holy crap, Mom! What are you eating? Mom, really feel the purpose. I'll probably feel better.
Literally just turned back on as soon as I sat down.
I don't see the force.
Oh my god. Luna.
No, I'm here. I guess I just live out my days. Well, trying to survive, I suppose. Except that this is hard mode, and I don't know that this.
So I'm walking around the fence line of my property and I've noticed that
someone or something has put something on pretty much all of my fence posts. I don't know if someone's like fucking with me or if this is something else, but like it's literally all like bones or like a creepy doll. I don't know what that was, but like horns, skulls. I don't know. I don't know if someone's fucking with me or this is actually something I should be kind of worried about. I'm just kind of tired of it at this point. Not really know what to do. I can't leave.
Disturbing demonstrations and a restriction of land that certainly made this woman think that it was not the best decision to have chosen this place to live. A thought that from the recently published recordings, it is more than proven. Observe.
Because my shirt is 6 and I'm 1. I gave you 6 points, I'm deducting 7. This is ridiculous. Don't make me think about numbers again.
A brave and accurate decision.
Yes, my captain. Yes.
Yeah, holy captain, your horticulture is harvestable.
Ah, good from all things. Fine.
Hurry happily, and Hank, he's hungry.
Oh.
Some followers have written to her in the comments that the first time she heard the doorbell of the house ring, she should never have opened the door, since according to them, she allowed the entrance of an unknown entity which they affirm will be very difficult to get rid of. And for that same reason, she should leave this property as soon as possible. Do you agree with what they recommend? Or do you think there are other ways to get out of this situation? Leave it in the comments. Number 3. Omexica44 is the TikTok account of a young American who has been posting shocking footage recorded at home. The young man has already been hearing noises and bangings coming from outside his home, letting his closest ones know about it. However, family and friends told him it was possibly just a prank or children in his neighborhood, which calmed him down a bit, unaware that the worst was yet to come. One night, while being home alone, he began to experience the same situation. He immediately took his camera and began to record, with the idea of showing the faces of those who had been bothering him. He never imagined he would encounter this.
Okay, so I was in my room, I just heard a loud ass fucking bang, and I know I have to record this so someone can believe me. Hello? What the fuck? That's my sister's dog. What the fuck? Fuck that, dude!
It was definitely not his friends, or kids playing tricks. Both the strong poundings and what happened in the kitchen show poltergeist-type manifestations that this young man managed to record with his camera, impacting both his relatives and the hundreds of people who saw this footage on his TikTok account. What would you do in a situation like this? Let me know in the comments. Number 2. The following corresponds to a strange event captured by Kevin's camera. A Mexican who one night from the window of his room noticed something very strange that was happening in the street.
Vi cómo camina. Se ve que es un pollo, pero es negro. Está raro porque los gatos no se le acercan. Ella se vaya.
He wasn't sure what that thing was, so he assumed it was a bird. However, its strange walk caught his attention, so much that together with his brother, they left the house to get a closer look.
Un niño chiquito negro. ¿Dónde está? Sí, sí está. Aquí está. Deja verlo. No traje mis lentes. Deja verlo. No traje mis lentes. No es un murciélago, no sé qué sea. Güey, está como jorobado. No es un murciélago, no sé qué sea. Güey, está como jorobado.
Clearly, it was a bird. But what kind of bird was it? Its way of perching and moving was extremely strange, which is why they approached it a bit more, to see it more clearly. This is what happened.
¿Es un ave? Sí, es un ave. No manches. Huele feo. Sí, huele feo, huele como podrido, ¿te das cuenta? Sí, huele podrido. ¿Qué sea? Sí, huele podrido. ¿Dónde está? No sé. ¿Qué le habrá pasado? No sé, pero huele podrido. A ver, ya no está. ¿Ah? No, ya no está. ¿Neta? Neta, ya no está. ¿Neta?
It just disappeared. The animal seemed unable to fly, and its walk was too slow. However, in just 2 or 3 seconds, they lost track of it. But beyond that, and as mentioned in the video, in addition to its appearance, they were surprised by the nauseating smell it expelled. Even Kevin goes so far as to describe it as smelling like death. Although the situation was strange, Kevin did not see it beyond a tale. He never imagined that that night would be accompanied by inexplicable things. Hours later, he began to hear things in his home. His pets exhibited quite unusual behavior, and his brother had a horrible fever. But the strangest thing of all was what he caught just a few hours later.
¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¿No es la copana? Oye, eso... No es un pollo, ¿verdad?
Not only the dogs, but also his cat exhibited some rather strange behavior. Because of this, Kevin again went out to investigate with them. That's where the most disturbing thing happened.
Estoy aquí en mi casa con los perros y escucho cosas allá abajo. Los perros no paran de ladrar, mi husky va ahí. Y no sé qué sea, la verdad. ¡Ay, qué es eso! No mames. ¿Qué pedo?
Kevin does not use a Premier Range cell phone, but his reaction reveals that something scared him. witnessing very, very strange things. Occurrences that he managed to film, and that together with the other situations experienced that night, marked a day that very few wanted to live. Could it have been the end of everything? Only time will tell. Number 1. We conclude this video with an impressive case that Manuel Piñero made known to us, a regular subscriber of the channel who from Lima, Peru wrote to my email to tell me about a disturbing situation that is happening in the factory where he works. He tells that together with a coworker during the night shift, they began to hear strange noises that had nothing to do with the usual sounds that prevail in this place. It was not the sounds of machinery in operation, but noises similar to that of an animal. They began to walk the corridors until one of them saw a small figure moving in the background. He quickly concluded that it was not a mouse, a cat, nor a dog. Because of its size and shape, it was something else. So he decided to take out his camera and ran to where the noises were. Look at the video. It doesn't look very good due to its quality, but if we play it in slow motion and with brightness correction, something is indeed visible there. According to our subscriber, it has the appearance of a child, but they were aware that it was impossible for one to be there alone. Do you know what the strangest thing is? The man who recorded this video went into the darkness in search of a being, but found nothing. It had vanished. The factory is big, so they assumed that maybe it was hiding somewhere, and even though they searched everywhere, they had to get back to work. Everything remained as an anecdote. Hours later, another worker was able to see it more clearly. Keep an open mind, because what he says is surprising. He assures that it was not a child, but on the contrary, he described it like a strange little bald creature that walked around naked and had completely disproportionate limbs. A being that was far from being an animal, just as it was also far from being a human. He affirms that he saw it squatting, scared. In fact, he tells me that it was something like the image that you now see on the screen. Similar, but much smaller. He says that as soon as he saw it, this being ran at an impossible speed until he lost sight of it in a place that naturally had no exit. He claimed to see it run directly towards a wall, and that everything happened so fast that unfortunately he was not able to record it. He thinks it went through the wall because there was no way for it to disappear like that. Due to this strange situation, and everyone perceiving something paranormal there, Manuel and the others decided to see if they could get the security cameras that showed just the other side of the supposed wall where the creature came out. This is what they got. This image was captured by a camera belonging to another factory located next to theirs, a place whose owner is a good friend of the owner of the factory where our subscriber works. As you can see, something transparent circulates between one place and another. Regarding what that is, to this day, they do not know, but he told me that if anything new occurs, we would be the first to know. Would you like to know more about this topic? Let me know in the comment box, because this video has come to an end. My name is Leonore Clay, and this was The Darkest Secret.